What's going on, people? It's your man, the White B, back once again. So, we got some comments here from Tyson Fury reacting to the AJ fight with Francis Ngannou. And here we go. Let's just run it quick time.
The period of time where you almost felt, and correct me if I'm wrong, but almost dismissive of Anthony Joshua, where he had that period of time where he wasn't looking as impressive. Does this whet your appetite more for a fight with him?
I'm still dismissive of him. Styles make fights, and my style for him is kryptonite. You know, I've always said AJ's built to measure for me, and just because he knocked out that guy with a right hand, it's not the same. Boxing's different, you know. Styles make fights. We've seen he couldn't land any of those right hands on Usyk. A way smaller man, a lighter man. Boxing is a very difficult game. It's changing all the time. Styles make fights, and his style is made for me. When I've got through with a rabbit, then we go down for AJ, and that's the fight of Britain.
What's going on? So, we just heard that from Tyson Fury. We got the comments here again from Michael Benson, essentially the same thing. I'm still dismissive of AJ. The woman asked Tyson Fury, Tyson, AJ fell off in the last few years and you were dismissive of him. What are your comments now that he's kind of back on and popping after the Wallin fight? In fact, both people, Fury couldn't stop Wallin, he couldn't stop Ngannou. Now, I kind of forgave the Wallin performance for Fury. Why? Well, because the Wallin fight, Fury hadn't teamed up with Sugar Hill then, right? It was after Wallin, I believe. He joined Sugar Hill and a few months later punched the life out of Wilder. That was his excuse. Well, I wasn't with Sugar Hill, yeah, I wasn't punching properly. Now, the Ngannou fight was literally, how many months? 3 months ago. Or 6 months ago. And Fury went life and death, 50-50, had to climb off the floor, got his eye socket all punched in for him. And he was with Sugar Hill. His excuse is, I wasn't training. So, the fact of the matter is, AJ smoked the man that Fury went life and death with. Yeah? Fury made Ngannou look so good that YB couldn't help himself putting his last coins on Ngannou. That's just the bottom line. I couldn't fathom, even on Tyson Fury's worst day, for him not to be able to damage Ngannou at all. It just seemed unfathomable for me. Look at Chisora. Chisora was butchered all over the place, right? Yeah, he didn't get put down, but his face was mangled. I thought at least Ngannou's going to get mangled. Ngannou's face was clear. Fury's face was mangled. But back to the point here of Fury still being dismissive of AJ, I do have to agree. Now, historically, I've been very stubborn. I've said that there is some weight in boxing triangles. But no, I mean, people told me a long time ago, YB, there's no weight in boxing triangles. Don't bother trying to draw any relationships. And the more I've witnessed a game, I tend to believe that, people. Like the weekend. Yeah, I would have bet my life. I would have bet my pitiful life that Zhang would have beat Parker. Yeah? Joe Joyce knocked Joe Parker block off. Zhang's a bad man. Right? Joe Joyce knocked Joe Parker block off, popped his cherry, and Zhang popped Joe Joyce's cherry. Zhang is leagues above Joe Parker. That was just... no, there's no way, people. There's no way. Oops. I rate Zhang for scoring 3 knockdowns. Wilder, or 2 knockdowns. Wilder, big power puncher, he couldn't score no knockdowns. Zhang is dangerous. He knocked everyone down. All the top dogs, yeah, he knocked down. All the top virgin dogs. Joe Joyce was virgin. Hergovich was virgin. Parker wasn't virgin, but he was solid, right? Zhang's proper dangerous. He's lazy, and he's got no cardio, but he's dangerous, right? Wilder gets a lot of credit for putting everyone down. Really, who's he put down? No one. Zhang's really that dude. He popping cherries. He dropped people for fun. My point, the triangle, where was it? There was no way, based on any triangle, that Zhang should have had a problem with Parker. And yet here we are. So when we sit here and say things like, well, AJ smoked Ngannou, therefore he'll smoke Fury. Listen, people. What burns in my soul is to tell you that AJ Like right now, and it's sad for me to say this because I wish it wasn't the case, but right now, I'd put money that AJ beat Fury, and we know what that means. Yeah, it's sad to say. That's what's burning inside of me, is to tell you that AJ gonna knock Fury's block off. Unfortunately, the same with Zhang, the same with Ngannou. I told you Ngannou gonna win. I told you Zhang gonna win. Zhang in particular, I said there's no chance. There's no chance. Forget about Parker. Parker's cooked. No chance. In fact, I was laughing at the odds. I was laughing and saying, if I had more money about me right now, if I had more coin laying around right now, I'd have put £1,000 on. I'd have put £1,000 on Zhang to win. That would have been lost, for sure. Right? So, I want to come on here and it's got to the point now. The way I feel about things, it's got to the point where I have to put a caution label on it. If I come on here and tell you AJ going to blow Fury's black back out, it's literally dangerous stuff to tell people. Because we know now, it's like, the last year's been a bit of a joke, right? Or the last year started off as a bit of a joke. Oh, YB gets things wrong. But it's at that point now where it's genuine. It's genuine. It's not a joke no more. No, it's not a joke. That Zhang one broke me. Fair enough, AJ beating Ngannou, yeah, but the Zhang one broke me. There was no way Parker could have beat Zhang. No way. No discernible way. Zhang's huge, he's quick, he's southpaw. There's no way he could lose that fight. He lost it. And it sums up sport. For example, AJ could be popping for the Wallin fight in the Ngannou fight, and then not be popping for the Fury fight. Or Fury could have a bad night against AJ. It's so complex, so random. However, AJ normally is pretty consistent. Like when AJ was popping, he was popping, right? When he fell off, he fell off. He's a consistent person. He consistently sucked for a while. He's always in the gym, he's always training, he's always getting better. He's not lazy. Fury's inconsistent because we don't know if he's training. There's so many. He adds more complexity to the issue. Although, I like to say, Fury does turn up in the big fights. He knows how to show up. So AJ versus Fury, my heart's with AJ. To be quite frank, my head's with AJ as well. My head's with him. AJ's never had a bad chin. AJ's problem was not believing in his chin. He's never been chinny. He might go, like, you never see AJ, even when he got knocked down by Vlad, he doesn't get up doing the stanky leg. He's not neurologically compromised. He gets up. His problem was never doubling down on himself and knowing, you know what, I can take a shot. That's what Fury does well. Fury knows I can go down and get back up and continue fighting. You don't see Fury too often with jelly legs, if at all. You don't see AJ with jelly legs. The difference is, so far at least, Fury buys into that. Fury knows that going down is like he's turned it into a skill. A lot of people, I have to say AJ for example, goes down and he runs from it. Oh, down, I've been down, I'm about to be knocked out. Fury sees it as, you know what, I can use this as an edge. I can get up and give my best round now. Catch him slipping. I can use my recovery abilities as a bonus. And that's where Fury needs to take it, AJ needs to take it yet next. If I go down, I get up and fight harder. But Fury being dismissive of AJ, I don't know, you know, the more time goes on, like AJ was sucking at one point, wasn't he? And Fury still didn't really fancy it. I think there's something's happened there. AJ told the story. AJ told us I was beating his ass. Maybe that's we know that trauma is developed, particularly in, like, if you're an adult when you go through trauma, it's not as traumatic, it's not as world defining as when you're growing up. So when Fury was going there at 16 or however old, and AJ was beating his ass, that's still a young brain. That's a young brain. That's almost imprinted. Yeah, the abuse AJ give Tyson Fury in Finchley Gym when he sent him packing and rubbing his ear. Ow. Coming home from sparring AJ. Ow, he clocked me on my ear. Ow. That's how Fury, I heard from reports from Finchley ABC tell me Fury left multiple sparring sessions at Finchley ABC with his head down rubbing his ear. Ow, he clocked me on my ear. That's how you left. I'm just telling you, I don't make it up. Sources, people, they told me multiple times, not one time, multiple. And Fury himself was on the radio with Bunce and telling people, listen man, AJ beat my ass. Winging me to the body, he said, on an interview. Type it in. Type in Tyson Fury Bunce interview AJ sparring or something like that. It'll come up. I've done videos on my other channel about it, so it's well documented. AJ said it happened. Fury said it happened. And all we know is, despite AJ not looking great, Fury still didn't fancy it. Is Fury going to fancy it now? I'm not sure. Anyway, Fury says AJ's made to measure for him. Well, I mean, logically, you could agree to some extent. AJ's quite upright and whatever else and stiff, but Ngannou was upright and he's really stiff. I don't care what no one says, Ngannou was always stiffer than AJ. I said that months ago. So you'd think the Ngannou style would make a fight an easy fight for Fury, and it didn't. AJ's quicker, got more IQ, and he's found his form. And he's found his range. Equally though, it does have to be said, and I'm not sure, but if I was to bet on it, if I was to bet now, AJ versus Usyk 3, I'm betting on AJ. I just am. And I've always been that way. I lost money in the first fight. I just couldn't see. I couldn't fathom it. I can't understand. He's too small. Maul him. Go in there, elbows in, chin down, and get on top of him. And AJ made it in the second fight, made a half a go of it. He folded Usyk a few times to the body, or one time to the body. Be big for something. That's the narrative of this fight. AJ fights Usyk. Don't box with dude. Don't try and be too intelligent with it. He's too quick. He's too intelligent. Use your big ass. That's the bottom line here. AJ used intelligence and power in the Ngannou fight. Scrap intelligence in the Usyk fight. Be busy. Be busy and deadly. Hit him on his... That's what I have to give Canelo a lot of credit for. Canelo, if you notice, yeah, he doesn't go headhunting early in the fight. He doesn't go headhunting. He goes for anything he can hit. Yeah? He lets people feel that power. He don't care where you feel it. AJ, I believe AJ's big enough, yeah, that he can put his hands up, dig Usyk to his arm, and Usyk can be thinking twice. Well, listen, Usyk's a tough man. I'm going to give him respect, but still, that's the narrative. Canelo turns a lot of people off from early in the fight. They don't want to know anymore. Hit something. Be first. AJ in the Usyk fights was trying to be second. He was trying to wait and see what Usyk's doing. You are the train. It's a bit like... It always irritated me when... You know when you see signs on the road? There was a big campaign in the UK called Think Bike. Yeah? Think Bike. And that's how AJ fought. AJ fought Usyk thinking bike. I never understood that, yeah? If I'm on the road on a bike, the narrative should be think car, yeah? Again, if I'm in a car, yeah, and I'm on a road with tanks, the narrative should be think tank. You think the bigger thing than you, yeah? Why should I'm safe in my car. Why should I think about a bike? You know, bikes need to be careful what they're doing, yeah? You're the one who's got the problem, I haven't. It's your problem if I pull out and you go licking into me. You need to slow your ass down because a lot of dudes on bikes be going too quick, right? Oops. Yeah? So think car. People on bikes, be careful of what cars are doing. People in cars, be careful of what tanks are doing. Basic logic. AJ's logic was back to front. He was thinking, small man. Oh, I'm in the ring with a small man. Let me think about what he's doing. That make no sense. Yeah? The small man should be thinking about what you're doing. And that's what Chisora did well. Watch that fight. Watch Chisora and Usyk. All night, Chisora was thinking, hey, what's this big-ass dude fixing to do? And Usyk was out tired, running around the place. And Chisora doesn't have the quality of AJ. So I'm sorry, if AJ can commit to something in the Usyk fight, and we did see a slight improvement in the second fight. If he can double on that, and which he's showing he can. He's showing he's changed something around here. He's looking to throw heavy leather. Now, I'm not saying, listen, the punch that knocked out Usyk, AJ stepped right across and winged it over. He ain't going to catch Usyk with one of them. And that's where I agree with Fury. He said he couldn't land any of those rights on Usyk, and he couldn't. AJ was punching very clinical, like going for speed. I don't think he's going to be able to step across and just wing one and catch Usyk square on. Equally, whatever it is in me has to believe that we're seeing the start of something. And I'd like to think Ben Davison, I mean, is that Ngannou? Was that luck? Or was that... It looked to me like something AJ's trained on. Ben Davison ain't stupid. He knows how to look at a fighter. He found holes. I believe he'd be good enough to find a hole in Usyk. And I'd like to think the hole he'd find in Usyk is pressure. Pressure and some decent output. An oppressive jab. Tight guard. And Canelo-esque, man. Bomb. But just lick him on the arm for a bit. Just lick him there. Hit something. AJ was way too headhunting in the Usyk fights, and it caused him to gas out. It caused him to get disheartened. Canelo don't get disheartened. He can hit you on the arm all night. He's scoring something. Even in the early Bivol rounds, he was winning them because Bivol was in there just trying to defend. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to draw a triangle here, but my heart says I think AJ at this point, AJ beats Fury and AJ beats Usyk. But like I say, am I reading too much into this? Is it really a question of them triangle things? And it probably is, to be quite frank. It probably is. The fact he knocked Ngannou Spark out, based on the history I've just talked about, probably means naffle when it comes to Usyk and Fury, innit? Yeah? Because I'm telling you it means something, which means it doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. He'd get in there and look silly still. Apparently. I don't think he would do. I'd like to think he's going to go in there and know something more, but I thought Zhang would know something more, right? I thought Zhang was going to go in there and know something more. I thought, well, Ngannou beat Fury, so he going to know something. He knew nothing, people. Yeah? So the fact I'm telling you now, AJ knows something, probably means he knows nothing. Unfortunately, but yeah. Ultimately, we have to see the fights. But let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell, 100%. No doubt.